so much for the sideshow. Now turn your attention to the center ring, where you will find our main attraction.
Brad Mercer's Featured Artist of the Week.
And it's brought to you by Computer Demystification and Graphics for websites and business graphics. Integrity, style, and effectiveness. Bring your branding to life. Check out the team at cdg760.com. Okay, Curtis Brawley was born into a family where the love of music was a part of his life from the moment he could walk. Recalling memories from his childhood, his first exposure to performing was singing with his mother in the church choir. Now that led to his first solo performance at the ripe old age of 5. Country music became Curtis's first love. Now while in school, he took advantage of every performing opportunity allotted to him. In the 8th grade, he won first place in a talent contest singing old-time rock and roll. Now that set things in motion for Curtis to seriously pursue performing live. He now lives in Texas, Houston if I'm not mistaken, where he's able to travel back and forth to Nashville and continue to work hard on his career. That continued hard work is really paying off. You know, I can go into more detail, but instead, I've got him right here with me now as my Featured Artist of the Week. Please welcome Curtis Brawley. Hi, Curtis.
Hello, Brad Mercer. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, man. You know, I've been watching your career, and you're starting to make some noise out there.
Boy, we're sure trying.
You know, for the longest time, I've called you Curtis Braley. And it's Brawley, isn't it?
It is Brawley, but you know, that is not uncommon. I've heard Braley so much that I usually don't even recognize that someone said it wrong.
Well, by the looks of things, you've always been on stage.
I have. I grew up in a family where music was playing in the house every single day, and my mother always loved to sing, and when she was a kid, she wanted to be a singer when she grew up, and she just never got that opportunity. So, you know, she's kind of been living vicariously through me, and when I was young, she instilled in me that if you love music, do it. If you want to do it for a career, go for it. I mean, she always supported me, and at 5 years old, I used to be up in the adult choir with her at church.
Oh, yeah.
So if you can picture like 40 adults all in robes and this one little 5-year-old kid up there with them singing. And one day she said, you know what, you should sing a solo at church. And I didn't even hesitate. I said, yeah, let's do it. From that moment on, man, singing's just kind of been my life. It's in my blood for sure.
So she was actually responsible for you wanting to sing and write.
Oh, yeah. I mean, anytime that I even hesitated about continuing to pursue music, she was right there behind me saying, nope, you can't give up right now. You got to keep doing this. You got to go for your dreams.
Oh, that's great. Now, I read that you played a concert in your hometown of Humble, Texas on, I believe, October 14th back in 2000, and the mayor came on stage and stopped the show completely to announce that from that moment on, October 14th would officially be recognized as Curtis Brawley Day. How did that make you feel?
Woo, boy, he sure did it. I was in such shock. I mean, as you can imagine, somebody who's dreamed their whole life of just getting into the business and then having somebody come out in the middle of the show and give you a nice, beautifully printed declaration that was declaring that day to be Curtis Brawley Day. I mean, I was ecstatic. I couldn't believe that it was happening. And, you know, I joke around every year on October 14th that I have to take that day off because it's my own personal holiday.
Yeah, I'll bet that opened some doors for you and the band.
Yeah, it definitely did. I mean, and the show that we did that day was for a fundraiser for battered women and children. And ever since then, I mean, we continually do things that, you know, try and raise awareness or funds to support people less fortunate.
Curtis, I want to talk to you more about what's going on. But first, let's hear your new single. Tell me about Doors Closing Everywhere.
Doors Closing Everywhere was actually pitched to me by a wonderful writer in Nashville. Her name is Mary Francis. She wrote some amazing songs in the past. She wrote for the Dixie Chicks, had a single out with them. She's written for Reba. I mean, she's definitely a seasoned writer, and she wrote this song with Derek Hampton one day. You know, like anybody in the music industry, it has its ups and downs. And she's kind of here lately been going through a phase where she just hasn't had any songs get picked up and anything done with them. And there was a time where she could go out to a record label and walk in the door and everybody knew who she was and she could walk around freely. And one day, here, right before she wrote this song, she went to a record label in Nashville, and she got stopped at the front door by security. And they just kind of brushed her off a little bit, and she thought to herself, man, just things have got to turn around. This is just doors closing everywhere. And as soon as she said it, she said, oh, there's a song. And she said she left the record label, started driving home. She had to pull over on the side of the road and start writing, because before she even got home, she almost had the entire thing written.
Well, hang in there with me, Curtis. Here it is on Brad Mercer's Bands and Fans. Let's listen up.
She handed me the key with a pencil-written note, saying she was sorry, it was time to go. Promised she'd never leave, did it anyway. Over the threshold we crossed before, she carried her bags out that old front door. They say one's supposed to open, but all that I can see are doors closing everywhere. Me on the porch in a ladder-back chair, the bedroom door closed. There it all goes as she's coming down the stairs. She slammed the trunk on that blue Mustang. I brushed a tear away to hide the pain. It's hard to face the truth, but every time I do, I can still hear doors closing everywhere. Screen door shut and watch the movers go, like an old-time movie filmed in slow-mo. Then the door came down on that U-Haul truck. It sounded like lightning struck, and doors closing everywhere. Me on the porch in a ladder-back chair, the bedroom door closed. There it all goes as she's coming down the stairs. She slammed the trunk on that blue Mustang. I brushed a tear away to hide the pain. It's hard to face the truth, but every time I do, I can still hear doors closing everywhere.
Doors Closing Everywhere, sung brilliantly by Curtis Brawley, my featured artist of the week on Brad Mercer's Bands and Fans. Tell me, Curtis, what's in the near future for you? Where can we see you?
Well, over the next couple of months, we're really traveling all across Texas, Arkansas, and Tennessee, promoting the new single as well as the new EP that will be out in the middle of February that's titled All About the Ride. So we're going to be doing interviews, radio, and television appearances over the next couple of months. And then starting in April and May, we will start hitting some towns and doing some shows, and all of that information will be available soon to the public.
Great. How about your music? Where can we hear and buy it?
Sure. If you go to my website, which is curtisbrawley.com, there will be links there to either iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, whatever your choice is for downloading your music. You can get to it from there, but you can find me on all of those avenues.
You know, I'm looking forward to a full-blown CD from you really soon. Do you have an official video up we can see yet?
I do. I did a single last year titled Live, Laugh, and Love, and we did a full music video to that, and that's up. You can find that on YouTube or my website.
Okay, great. I'll post it on my website for everybody to see. Thanks for taking time out to chat, Curtis. I really enjoyed it.
Man, I sure appreciate you even having me. Thank you so much.
Well, let's hear another track. Tell me all about the ride. I like that song.
This song actually came out of California, and I heard the song one day. I was in my music studio at home just listening to songs, trying to come up with stuff for the new EP. And over the course of the last year, I've had some amazing things happen to me, and it has been one heck of a ride for sure. And when that song came on, it just hit me. This song has got to be on my next project, because this last year, there's so many stories to tell about it, and it's just been all about the ride.
Hey, and here we go on Brad Mercer's Bands and Fans. Good luck, Curtis.
Thanks, sir.
Been working every day since I was 10. Everything I know, I learned from my old man. He told me, son, if you're gonna make it through this life, you're gonna have to work, you're gonna have to fight. Getting thrown off don't amount to nothing, as long as you're ready to hit the ground running. It's all about the ride. It's those twists and turns that make you feel alive, burning deep inside. It's an adrenaline addiction for bulls, bikes, or pistons. It's all about the ride. Boy, sit down now, pay attention. There's a couple of things that I failed to mention. People come along and want to tie you down, have you looking for things that can't be found. The path don't matter, it's the way you take it. Be what you want, don't ever fake it. No, it's all about the ride. It's those twists and turns that make you feel alive, burning deep inside. It's an adrenaline addiction for bulls, bikes, or pistons. It's all about the ride. Come on, I got an adrenaline addiction for bulls, bikes, or pistons. And it's all about the ride. It's those twists and turns that make you feel alive, burning deep inside. It's an adrenaline addiction for bulls, bikes, or pistons. It's all about the ride. It's those twists and turns that make you feel alive, burning deep inside. It's an adrenaline addiction